Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. It's more so kind of going to be a rant, just my internal thoughts and stuff like that, because I want to vlog it, if you will. I've done a lot of crazy things over the past few years. I've decided to go to Europe and study. I've been to Las Vegas because of COVID and had to wait a couple months to go back to Europe to study. I've gotten married. I've went to Egypt and got to experience the culture with a good friend of mine during me and my wife's honeymoon. That was a crazy experience. And just recently, I've transitioned from creating games and modding games to now doing cybersecurity full-time, essentially. And last year, I decided to go on this crazy journey where I decided that I wanted to go inside the Air Force. My family has served, not my direct family, but my family around has served. My uncle served in the Army for 20 years, and I wanted to serve as well. I want to be able to protect my family. I want to be able to know that we're secure, especially in times like these where you don't know what's going to happen if the grocery store runs out of food. And I just want to make sure that when we have kids one day, me and my wife, that I'm able to be the husband that I've always wanted to be and think that I could be. But no matter how ready I can feel I am, I don't feel like I'm ready. I mean, I've had 20,000 plus people play my video games. I've had millions of people see my games. I've had critics, I've had supporters, I've had so many different types of people that I've encountered, and it's all been wonderful. But the best thing is to say, for the majority of my life, is I've been chronically online. And there's a lot of people who say, oh, go touch grass and stuff like that. Well, I was one of those people who never really did touch grass. And I never really went outside for the majority of my life because I was homeschooled. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a such thing called public online homeschool that I did and went to and got my degree, and it's public and everything else. And I did go to a community college before I went to Europe and everything else, but there's a certain aspect of it that I haven't been as, per se, an outsidey type of person for the majority of my life. I never did running. I never did push-ups. I never did sit-ups. And it doesn't mean that I'm an out-of-shape person, because obviously if I was a super out-of-shape person, I couldn't even join the Air Force. But what it does mean, as I correct my phone here to do this, what it does mean is that I have a lot of new experiences that I'm kind of getting ready to embrace, and I don't know if I'm exactly prepared for it. I don't know. I really enjoy being able to kind of control my environment and know everything that goes on around me. I mean, it's pretty easy when you're online, right? You don't like someone, then you just block or mute, or you don't look at chat. But when they're yelling at you right in front of your face, it gets kind of difficult to be able to have a decent conversation with them or be able to actually do it properly. And throughout my entire life, I haven't had to really deal with that other than when I was at home, that I went away from to avoid those situations. So, I don't know. This past year, I've been trying to train as best I can, but at the same time not, because I've just had some stress over it, if you will. I told myself I was going to do it, so I went after every single computer certification I could get. Got Security Plus, got Security X. Told myself I was going to go in as one of the networking career fields, because when I get out, I want to be able to support my family no matter what. And it's kind of gotten to the point now where it's make or break moment. As of today, it's 30 days before I leave. And last night was probably the first night, New Year's, that I did not get any good sleep. And because I didn't get any good sleep, because of this where I'm currently walking, because she's scared of everything, I had to be up and think about everything and kind of keep to myself for a while, instead of having all these noises like music or news or social media and everything else going on. And I know there's a lot of folks out there who are probably going to go through this. I mean, maybe even one day my own child might go through this, and you see all the time people being like, I was not prepared, or I was so ready, or one or the other. And I just want to document for me personally, like, I've done my runs. I can do a 1.5 mile run now, and I think it was 15 minutes. I'm kind of able to do the push-ups at this point. I don't know about the sit-ups because I hate core, but I've really been trying, both physically and mentally in my head. And I've reached a point where I'm quite proud of myself as a person. This year, I've gone outside more times than I really care to admit. And it's not that, like, I haven't been outside and, oh God, the world is ending. Obviously, if I went to university and I've traveled, then I've been outside. I mean, hell, I've worked at superstores and everything else, and I'm great with people, I would like to think. But it's still that feeling, you know? You're still out of your bounds. And for me, already right off the bat, while this might seem like it's no big deal to anyone, or I'm thinking about this too much, I know for me personally that I'm going to have a lot of people relying on me and counting on me, and at the same time I'm going to be counting on a lot of other people around me as well. And I just want to make sure that no matter what happens, that I'm the best I can possibly be. And right now I feel like I'm going in as a nervous wreck, because in the early part of the years, I was like, I'm ready for this. I can do this, right? I can do this. But then I've been in debt for a little bit less than a year, and I'm struggling, waiting for my job to open up over and over, getting possible other opportunities that could be given to me if someone else takes their job or whatever else. And then I finally get the job, and I lock it in, and I'm super hyped. And it's just rough. It's rough to leave, your loved ones and be like, yeah, I'm leaving for this, and it's crazy. And I don't mention this ever, and I know there's a lot of OSINT and everything else in regards to getting information and whatnot, but I haven't spoken to my brother, like, legitimately in the past 5 years. I haven't spoken to my sister in roughly the past 5 years since I decided to come and study in Europe. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because they don't want to. And I've tried to reach out to them, and they don't care for it. My mom puts on a mask whenever she talks to me, and the only person who really talks to me at this point is my father. And he knows as good as me I didn't want to join the Air Force, at least in the beginning of my life. Even though he convinced me from early start that I should probably join it, I didn't want to do it. So here I am now, suddenly getting ready to join the Air Force. And he's rooting for me, but I'm still worrisome. And my wife, she's an awesome person, and she's there for me in my corner. And she's been supporting me through all of this. Hell, we make the joke that's actually legitimate that if I didn't do it, she'd probably go inside the Air Force. So it'd be one or the other. But I feel like I'm ready, but at the same time I'm not, is the moral of the story. And I just want to make sure that I can do everything I can, especially in a world where it's like, as a man, you have to be doing X, Y, and Z. I mean, in this year alone, like I said, I got the certifications. I've been working on my games. I've written a book that I'm going to try and hopefully release next year. I have before, essentially, although for my life up to this point and going into the Air Force, I have tried to be as productive as possible, but that still doesn't eliminate the fact that what I'm about to do, it's like putting away the technology for a long time. I mean, I've never been to a summer camp, for example. I've never been completely away from technology, per se, for 2 months straight. And then to top it off, then I have to go and live in essentially dorms for 4 months, specializing in my trade for networking. And it's a lot. I haven't Me and my wife have spoken every single day, and I love her, and I love you if you're seeing this when I leave. Me and my wife have spoken every single day since we've met, roughly 9 years ago. That's how long we've even been together, minus like 2 months. Every single day, I've always had her with me, essentially one way or another, whether it be a long distance relationship, work, or right by my side. She's always been with me, and I'm not going to have that person with me while I'm there. I'm going to have her thinking about me, and obviously one phone call away, if you will, but while I'm there, they say, you have to shut off everything around you, and you have to think about what you're doing this for, and they're going to break you and build you back up. And thinking about it, I'm excited to serve my country. I'm super stoked for it. I'm ready to go and do it. But I got 30 days left. And then I get the DEP call saying, hey, this is your 30-day check-in. Have you done X, Y, and Z? Have you taken any drugs, gotten any piercings, gotten any injuries? And I'm like, nope, I have not. And then it's like, all right, we're going to give you another call in 15 days. And then 5 days before. And I'm like, okay. I mean, when I was in DEP, it was basically 24-hour notice until at any point I could leave. And I was like, okay, cool. I can live with that. But then when you're told 90 days up front before you're leaving, when you're going to leave, that timer is really scary. And while I'm going to cut off this video very soon, it's kind of weird. Because on one side, I just had a little family interrupt me, and it once again made me think about everything I was saying and made me lose track. But yeah, that's primarily my thoughts. I want to be the best father that I can be, and I don't want to be sitting in a corner for every day for the rest of my life playing video games and asking myself in the world, what if, could I have been something? Could I have done something? I'm getting too old for this. I'm getting too old for that. And I want to build a lasting legacy. Anyways, that's my video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, or maybe you'll enjoy it in 2 years from now, or maybe it just never comes out. But I hope you enjoyed. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow.